the best pass catchers. And the defending Super Bowl champion Bucs, led by Mike Evans, Gronk, Chris Godwin, sit atop the list. Then you've got the Dallas Cowboys at number 2, followed by, at number 3, Nick's high-flying Chiefs, Bills at 4, Titans at 5, so on and so forth. But, Greg, what do you make of the top 5?
I think it's respectable for sure when you look at the names of the teams that are on that list. For me, my only issue or my only combative challenge would be moving the Titans up over the Bills.
Such a wide receiver, Greg.
100%. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Got it. I mean, when you look at AJ Brown and what he does, and you add now Julio Jones, and you have them 5th, that's just hard to swallow. That's like, I just, as a receiver, like you said, Brendan, I just have a hard time swallowing that. I can see the Bucs being there when you look at what they were able to accomplish together, the continuity that they established, how they made it work with those 3 guys. And then obviously they won. The Cowboys are special. They are going to be a great team. There are a lot of teams that are like wanting to knock down this door. You got the Vikings with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. You got the Cleveland Browns with Landry and Odell Beckham coming off an injury. There are a lot of teams that are going to want to crash this party. Right. Nick, I know he likes the Chiefs on here and probably want them to be higher. But my only issue with the Chiefs, my only issue with the Chiefs is you have Travis Kelce and you have obviously Cheetah. And that's huge. Right. But one is a tight end, one is a receiver. And we're just saying receiving cores or just pass catchers. Like, what is the criteria? I would love to know how they configure it. If that is the case, then they deserve to be on here. But if we're talking receivers, the Chiefs, they shouldn't even be on this list.
No. They've got, just to be clear, and then Brandon, you go, they're talking about all pass catchers. So when they broke it down, they included tight ends. So they included tight ends, which is how the Chiefs got on there. But go ahead, Brandon.
Which changed, Greg. When we got in the league back in 2006, it was only about the wide receiver, and it was only about the tandem. That's why when you look at the Chiefs, they're that good. They're lucky to be at number 3, Nick, because for that reason. They only have 2 guys. In modern football, you got to have 4 to 5 guys to be talking about you're the best of the best. So for them to be at 3 says a lot about Patrick Mahomes. It says a lot about Cheetah, and it says a lot about Travis Kelce. Here's my thing, Nick. This morning we were talking through this, and it still didn't hit me. I said, the Bucs. I really never considered the Bucs at number 1. There's other guys out there, and there's even people not on this list that you got to talk about. The Seattle Seahawks, the Rams, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Chargers. There's so many teams out there that have these strong pass catchers. But the problem is they only have 2. When you think about the number 1 and number 2 teams on this list, the Bucs and the Cowboys, it's not even close. I had to check myself this morning, and I opened up the roster, and I looked at the Bucs, and we were looking at Antonio Brown. We have Chris Godwin. You have Mike Evans, and then you go to the tight end position. They get O.J. Howard back, who was actually getting his career on track and having a really good year before he got hurt. And you have Gronk. Gronk finished the year with almost 800 yards. Now, Gronk is no longer the best tight end in the NFL, but he gets it done when he has to. And you saw what he did in the Super Bowl. And then, what about Cameron Brate when OJ went down? They're loaded. They're super loaded. I don't even think it's close. I love the Cowboys. They have 3 dynamic number 1 wide receivers, and they have a good tight end. But everybody else, you just see guys that have great tandems, and they have good quarterbacks to go along with it. But this number 1, Bucs, and then number 2, the Cowboys, not even close.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, Greg was right about what my issue is, and you guys, this is an outrageous conversation. First of all, I'm not sure how the Bills made it on here. Stephon Diggs is unbelievable, but the Bills don't have any tight end to speak of. They don't throw to him, and their number 2 receiver might retire from football to go on this anti-vax crusade. So I don't know how the Bills actually make the list. But let's talk about the Chiefs for a moment, if we may, America. Let me try to find a good analogy. All right, Greg, let's say we're talking car collections. And it's like, wow, you've got 5 BMWs. That's really nice. Brandon, you've got 6 Mercedes. Wow. All I have is a Lamborghini Aventador and a Rolls-Royce Phantom and a couple bicycles. Guess what? My collection's better. Take your Beamers and Benzes and screw. I've got a Lambo and a Rolls, and I win. That's it. You've got the best tight end in football, the best deep threat receiver in football. You've got a guy who, Travis Kelce, just set the all-time tight end receiving record.
And a bunch
he now
of
has 1, 3, and 9 for the year. You have Tyreek Hill.
That's why they're at 3.
Unguardable. No, they should be at 1. I don't care if Kevin White is the number 3 option. Don't throw to him. They only need to throw to 2 guys, and no one can stop them. So this idea of it's like, well, once you get to the 4th option, don't need a 4th option. I'm never driving the 4th car. Well, it's like, do I drive the Lambo or the Rolls? The Lambo or the Rolls? The other thing would be a unicycle. Don't care. That's all that matters. So the Chiefs obviously should be number 1 here. Yeah, what up, Brandon? What's up?
So listen, again, that's why you guys are at number 3, but it speaks to the level of play of Patrick Mahomes and also those guys. Like I said, back in the day, when Greg and I came in the league, all you needed was 2 guys because you can slant the defense any way. If you take 1 guy, you put Travis Kelce on the left, and then you have Cheetah on the right. Now, what are you doing? Are you going to double both? Now you're opening up big scenes for the run game. Now you have that number 3 guy and McCole Hardman who's matched up with a number 3, number 4 corner or a nickel guy and against cover 0. Like it's lights out. So it speaks to how awesome the Chiefs are, because when you look at it, they're trying to take Kelce out of the game plan. They're trying to take, Cheetah out. But when you have Patrick Mahomes drop back and he can read it quickly and he knows where to go with the ball, it makes it difficult on everybody on the field, and that's why they're at number 3. They can't be at number 1 because, yes, that Lamborghini that you talked about and that Rolls Royce, all right, it's not the it's not the Wraith. It's not the big boys, right? So, you can't just say, okay, because you got a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce, they got to be number 1. You need a little bit more in your garage, buddy.
You can. No, you don't. You actually don't. Wilds, here's the thing. You actually don't. You don't need anything more in your garage. You just have to hope someone doesn't come before you leave and steal your hubcaps, and that's your left tackle, your left guard, your right guard, and your right tackle before the Super Bowl. As long as that doesn't happen, you only need those 2 cars, Wilds. That's all you need.
I love it. I love the take. Brandon, I think you've got to, I'm going to convince you about your own take. Here's your own take. My biggest takeaway here is that the Titans are going to be unstoppable. When you look at how much these teams run the ball, and I know it's weird we're talking about running on a wide receiver topic, but stay with me. These 4 teams are all on the bottom half of yards per game. The Chiefs were 16th, the Cowboys were 17th, the Bills were 19th, and the Bucs were 28th. The Titans were 2nd. So while all these teams are very pass first, the Chiefs are going to be pass first. Bruce Arians going to be pass first. He doesn't care if Jameis is throwing it to the wrong team or he's got Tom Brady. The Cowboys' defense is so bad they have to be pass first, and Josh Allen wants to show off the cannon of the arm. Ryan Tannehill is sitting back there with so many weapons. My biggest takeaway is that the Titans' offense is going to be unstoppable, and we should talk about them more. How high are you on the Titans' offense?
Oh, I'm extremely high on the Titans offense. This is the type of offense that I love to play in, and I thrived in, was when we had a balanced attack where you put me backside at the X, and then if it was one-on-one, it was coming to me. If they were doubling me or they were rolling coverage, then we had favorable matchups in the run game and on the other side. So that's why I always love this, and I can speak to like this when you talk about, you know, best receiving corps and tandems, because I go back to my time in Denver. We had Eddie Royal. I had 104 catches. He had 91. Then I went to Miami. I had Brian Hartline, who had a career year. And then we went on to Chicago. Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte. The Jets. You have Eric